Previously on Fumblelore, what do you remember from last episode?
We were in a library.
Yeah.
Or bookstore? Bookstore, library?
Library.
Library.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to learn about the history of Ithrodel as our characters, which was really cool. Apparently there's humans on this side of the island. That was weird. We discovered mangoes.
I was thinking of like, if I wanted to invent a fruit or if I wanted to like use actual fruit as this first new experience. And the reason why I did that is like when I moved to Taiwan, one of the things that I was so nervous about was the food. Like I didn't know anything about the culture. I didn't know anything about anything because I didn't know anything about Chinese culture or history or anything like that at the time. But one of the things that I was most nervous about was the food. And mangoes were like one of my first introductions into Taiwanese food and whatnot. And it was an amazing experience because up until that point, I had never had a real mango that was like fresh from the tree and ripe and mature. And it was mind-blowing. And so admittedly, a lot of the inspiration I got for Ithrodel was my time living in Taiwan. And so there are going to be those moments of like cultural experience that I experienced living over there that I kind of fuse into the game a little bit. Is there anything else you remember?
We need disguises.
Yes.
Why do you need disguises?
So then the guards don't hunt us down.
Yeah, if we want to travel around the island without being chased by guards for an entire episode at a time, then yeah, we would like disguises.
Before we begin, Ethan, roll a d4 for me.
That's 4.
That's a 4. Evelyn, if you will, pick a card and then read it.
You're present. Do you have any weaknesses that you have come to accept or embrace? What has made you accept them?
I don't really know if Haun would have a weakness.
I'm a nerd? I don't know.
Your weakness is that you're a nerd?
It
that is not a weakness. That is a strength. Come on now.
I think my weakness is I'm not accepted.
Not socially accepted. Yeah.
Here's a question for Haun. Do you want to be accepted by society? Or as Slyborn, have you gotten so accustomed to being a social outcast and a pariah that that's become who you are and you have no desire to be socially accepted and included and all that kind of stuff?
Actually, wolves usually travel in packs. They actually shouldn't be alone.
Wolves travel in packs.
Yeah, why did they come up with the term lone wolf?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
You don't know? That's something we'll have to figure out for your character as we go along. What about Maven? You're going to stick with nerd, the fact that you're a nerd?
I don't know. Maven knows...
Why do you consider that as a nerd? I want to know, why do you consider being nerd a weakness?
I don't know. I said the first thing that came to my brain, but I don't think that's really a weakness.
No, I don't think it's a weakness either.
Maven knows pretty much everyone and no one knows her.
Oh, okay. You both fall under the same weakness of lack of social standing. We're probably gonna delve into that a little bit more in this episode. We're gonna find out. We're gonna see.
You can still accomplish everything that you came here to accomplish, but more importantly, more specifically.
And she grabs the journal and closes it and holds it close to her chest, and she says,
so that you can accomplish the reason why you are here, why the two of you are here, why the two of you are chosen. Because we think that you are the answer to fix what was broken.
After she says this, the weight of what she just said hangs in the air for a moment. After that moment, Maven and Haun, how are you feeling about what she just said?
What?
What? You're asking me what? Or that's your response? Like, what?
That's her response. That's her response.
Was that an internal what or an external what?
I think it'd be both.
Okay. Han, how are you feeling?
I don't know.
Are you paying attention to what she's saying?
No.
No? if you're not paying attention to this monologue that Sable just said, what are you doing instead?
Still trying to figure out the puzzle.
You're still trying to. Okay, so this big dramatic moment happens, and between Maven and Sable, and you're just over sitting down, going through papers and looking at drawings and stuff like that. Is that what's going on?
Apparently.
Okay. Sable, not letting this moment last longer than a breath, shifts gears entirely.
Right. So, we have until sundown before the district guard does their sweep. One of the things that you'll learn is that they've been doing this every evening since the bridge was completed. So, old habit. Since this morning, they've been doing it twice, considering everything that is happening. Which means we have today, and we need to use it well.
So how are we going to find disguises for us?
Sable glances up at Aldric and says,
Go grab it.
You see him turn and move beyond one of the bookshelves into the back of this library. And after some sounds of ruffling around and large boxes and crates being moved, Aldric returns to the room with a large chest. He sets it down and opens it up, and inside you can see an assortment of clothes and different things that would help disguise you.
So I guess walk up to the chest and start looking through stuff?
Are you both going to walk up to the chest and start looking for stuff, or Haun, are you still sitting in the chair,
this puzzle.
like immersed in this puzzle?
He is so immersed in this puzzle.
I think I'll also look through the chest.
So
He finally notices as the chest gets set down.
Yeah, you're
with a heavy
distracted
boom.
enough from trying to figure out this puzzle that you want to look up and see, you want to walk over and see what's in the chest? Perfect. As you walk over and you look into the chest, what kinds of things do you see in it? What types of clothes? Yeah, I'm putting this on you.
Okay.
What do you find in the chest as you look through it?
Intuition roll.
What?
Yep, intuition roll.
Yes.
Do you actually want to roll for it?
Sure.
So if you fail with fear,
You find nothing.
You find an entire. I have nothing to wear. You find nothing.
I would assume
I
there's
think
a
it
lot
would
of
be like goblin jaws
fake jaws and noses and horns and
heads.
How they would make those, I have no idea, but they made them.
Here's a question that we need to figure out. What do you want to disguise yourself as?
What are all the races again?
So for the races, we have Clank, Dracona, which I'm going to say is off the table for the moment. Dwarf, which would be hard because you're humans, so you're taller than dwarves.
Yeah.
Elves, which are from your side of the island.
And probably would be hated here just because of how snotty they are.
Fairies, which are the insect humanoids. Fawn, which are kind of like a mix between human and goats. Sable disguises herself as a fawn with the goat horns and hooves. Filborgs, which are humanoid cows. Fungrel, which are the mushroom type people. Galapa, which are the turtles. Giants, which you are next to, which would be, you couldn't be a giant because you're too small. Goblins, which you've already seen in the courtyard. Halflings, which you saw on the bridge, but again, you're too tall. Humans, which you are. Infernus, which you have one with you. Katari, which aren't on this side of the island.
Someone could also dress as an Infernus, but I would just run it by the actual Infernus first.
Yeah, Shivani. Orcs, which are orcs. Ribbits, which are the frog race. And then Samaya, which are like the monkey race. So there is a new expansion to Daggerheart that is coming out at the end of this month. Which will give us more options, but for the time being, we're just going to use the ones that are in the core set right now.
Okay. I want to be a Fungrel.
Okay, Maven, as you're searching through this trunk, what kind of things do you find that you're going to use to disguise yourself as a Fungrel?
A giant fake mushroom cap, probably some face paints, clay. Clay? Yeah. Clay.
To like shape things on your body to look more fungrel-like?
Yeah, then I just need to figure out clothing.
Han, as you are rifling through this trunk, what kinds of things do you find for your disguise?
A monkey head.
Like a mask?
Fake hair.
Fake hair.
Okay. And that's all you find?
Why do I kind of want to say like a monkey suit?
You'd have to have a tail.
Tail.
So you find a mask and sort of like a bodysuit with a tail on it. One of the things that I want to tell the both of you now is that your disguises, there are going to be, I don't want to say consequences, there are going to be repercussions for your disguises. That depending on what kind of situation that you get in the future, you may have to roll to see how well your disguises are maintained.
Oh boy.
What kind of clothing, what kind of outfits do you find that you want to dress up as? You obviously can't wear your school uniforms with these disguises because
A bomber
They have
jacket.
the emblems on them.
yes,
Does my
they have-
bomber jacket have the emblem?
I'm going to leave that to you. Does
No.
your bomber jacket have... You
No.
want to keep the bomber jacket? Yeah, that is like your signature piece, and so you want to find a way to keep it? Okay.
Poofy pants, boots, and long sleeve shirt. Probably the same shirt Maven wears underneath her cloak.
Okay. Poofy pants, boots, and a shirt. Disguised
Long
as a front girl.
sleeve shirt.
Are you putting on your disguises, or are you just gathering up your
putting them
stuff?
on.
You're putting them on?
Maven's gonna have her side bag and just her pouch and just wrap it around her waist.
As you're putting on your disguises and taking off all of the trappings of your school uniforms and everything that reminds you of where you came from, and donning these new pieces of clothing and these disguises that take you totally out, disconnect you from the side of the island that you came from, go ahead and make an instinct roll for me, both
okay.
of you.
12 with fear.
Ooh, so I get a fear.
Dang it.
17 with hope.
Maven, as you finish putting on your disguise and you put on this mushroom cap on the top of your head, what kind of mushroom cap? Are we talking like Super Mario Brothers kind of mushroom, like a shiitake mushroom,
Toad?
like Toad? Like what kind of mushroom cap?
It
Oh
is
my
not
gosh,
Toad.
I just realized you described Toad with the mushroom cap and the poofy pants.
Oh wait, I did.
The shirt. That's fantastic. No, that's great.
The cap is not what. It's not Toad's cap.
It's not Toad's cap. Okay. What kind of mushroom are you thinking?
It's an umbone shaped cap, so it's round base and then it gets pointy at the top.
Okay. Like a witch's hat or something
Yeah,
like
looks
that.
like
Yeah.
a witch's hat, but it's a mushroom.
But it's a mushroom. Okay, great. As you finish putting on this witch's cappy looking mushroom hat on top of your head, you glance over and you see Gabriel. Gabriel is still standing against the bookshelves. He hasn't quite moved from the place that he was before. And he folds his arms and he looks at you in utter disgust and then turns and walks out of the room. Han, as you finish putting on your disguise, you look over and you see Aldric at the little table where you were sitting before. And you can see him with the journal open.
Which journal?
Your journal.
My journal, okay.
You can see him with Maven's journal open in front of him. A large piece of parchment is in front of him on the table, and you can see him writing something down on that parchment as he glances at the journal, glances back to the parchment, writes it down. You walk over and you glance down at what Aldric is working on, and you see that he is copying the drawing in Maven's book of the puzzle. Only this is much larger and more spread out.
What you writing there, buddy?
I don't think you would say it in that voice, but okay.
Is that your new voice for your disguised character? No? Okay.
What you writing there, buddy?
He looks up at you as you ask him this, and Aldric says,
You found the fountain and you found the plaque. Now it's time for you to solve this.
and then he hands you this parchment with this grid of letters, much larger for you to look at.
Is Shivani doing anything?
You can see Shivani isn't in the chair anymore.
Okay.
And as you look around, you can see that she also is over at this large chest looking through the disguises and whatnot. And she picks up a set of horns, goat horns, fawn horns, something similar to sable. And she tries to put them over her horns, but they don't fit. And so she drops them back into the disguise chest.
I think you'll be fine just being an infernus, but changing your outfit would be smart.
There is wisdom in that.
She says, and she starts to rifle through the clothes trying to find an outfit that might fit her.
Intuition check.
You want to roll? We're going to do a knowledge roll. Are you doing the happy dance because you got a critical success?
Yeah. Of course.
Of course.
Of
It's
course.
a 2.
You rolled 2 ones. And here I was thinking that was the lowest in the game. With a critical success, you look up at Aldric and you can see him looking at you, studying this parchment with this puzzle on it. And he has a smile on his face. And you could tell by his look that he knows something about this plaque, about this puzzle that you don't know.
Oh no.
And you could tell that he is wanting you to figure it out. And as you're holding this and twisting it around and looking at it and like doing all the things that you're doing sitting here, he leans in for a moment and he says,
The island of Ithrodel was built around water. Water does not move in a straight line.
and then he leans back and waits for you.
Okay, where's Gabriel?
He's not in the room.
Can I go and try and see where he went out of the room? I don't want him to get us caught.
You don't want him to. That's legitimate. You walk over to where Gabriel ducks behind one of the stacks, and you walk into this new row of books. Again, you're overwhelmed by just the sheer number of all of these books, full of all of this knowledge, waiting for you to read and find out and just feast on. The siren call of these books screams out to you, but you don't let yourself get distracted. You look down this row of bookshelves. Towards the end, you can see Gabriel. Around him is books that have fallen to the floor, or you think they've fallen to the floor. As you step closer, you can see Gabriel pulling some of these books off of the bookshelves, throwing them onto the floor with a thud. And as you get closer, you can hear him muttering to himself, "Lies," as he pulls a book off the shelf and onto the floor. "Lies," as he pulls another book onto the shelf and onto the floor. All full of lies.
Stop! What in sweet Sam are you doing?
Gabriel grabs another book off of the shelf and he walks over to you, almost charging at you with this book in his hand. How can you believe this? How can you believe any of this? You have seen our world with your own eyes. There is nothing beyond the island. There is nothing beyond the shroud. You're in fascination with whatever might be beyond the shroud, whatever might be part of this island is nothing. All of this is myth. It is nothing more than legend that is blinding you to what is real, what is around you. Look around you.
Well, I wasn't raised by your father. Why would I know the things you do? I was raised with books more than you, but much less than this, I say, waving around at all the books. But if there was more to believe out there, I want to, because there has to be more. It can't just be us. How do you think we all got here? Myths and legends, we haven't heard any of it, because it's all been destroyed. How did we get here? How did this island become separated? It's not lies, it's just history that's been long forgotten and people have twisted to sound evil.
You don't know these things. It's like you look around
Nor do you.
It's like you're trying to create a history because you don't like our actual history. It's like you're trying to create.
What was our actual history?
Give me a presence.
Okay. 13 with hope.
You say this. Gabriel starts to respond, but then he stops.
Aha! I can't shut people up.
You look at Gabriel and you notice that he isn't looking at you. He's looking over your shoulder at something on the bookshelf behind you.
I look at what he's looking at?
You turn around and you look on the bookshelf behind you and you see a collection of books. You can see that these books are a little bit different because on the edge of each of these books, there are 12 of them, all in a row, all separate from the other books around it, all put together kind of like large dictionaries standing end on end, each one of them a different color, each one of them a different design, and each one of them on their spines have a symbol drawn onto them. And you can see that he is looking at this collection of books, and specifically at one book in particular. He walks forward and he reaches up to one of the books, this marooned book with black lettering and a black design with a symbol on the outside of it, and he grabs it and he pulls it off the shelf. He opens up the book and he starts flipping through it. And then he closes the book and runs back into the room with the map.
Okay. Can I investigate these books further and see what's in them?
Yeah, go ahead and make an instinct roll.
That's a 6 with fear.
6 with fear. I get a fear.
Bo, can you help?
Do you want to burn a hope to help her?
Fine.
Fine.
Aw, such a good brother.
That's a 5.
That's a 5.
Yay.
So your total would be
11.
11. All right. You walk over to these books and you start examining their spines. You start looking at the designs and specifically the symbols on each of these books. And as you go down the row of these 11 books, because Gabriel ran off with one, you run your finger over the edges of these. You can tell that they're embossed, that great care and detail had been put into the creation of these books. And as you continue down the line, one book specifically catches your eye. The reason why it catches your eye is because the symbol on the outside of the book, on the spine of this book, that embossed feature that you've been running your finger down on all of the other books, you suddenly notice because it is your family crest. Now, my question, what does your family crest look like?
In the center of it is a bright star with angelic wings coming out from both sides, and underneath are three towers. There's light shooting out from all directions of the star. Underneath the 3 houses is a U for her family name.
You see the symbol, your family crest, on the outside of the book. Not knowing how it got here or why it got here, you pull or start pulling the book off the shelf. But as you do, you're not paying attention to what's behind you, and one of the books that Gabriel dropped onto the ground, you trip on and you fall, and the book falls to the ground in a loud. Because you rolled high enough, the book isn't damaged, but it did fall to the ground. And as it falls to the ground, all of a sudden, at the top of near one of the bookcases, you can see Aldric, his head coming around the corner and looking at you. He looks down at you on the floor, surrounded not only by the book you just pulled off the shelf, but all of the other books that are now on the floor.
What are you doing to my library?
Gabriel pulled down all the books. I pulled down the, what was the cover of the Family Crest book?
You didn't look at the cover, you just looked at the spine.
Sorry, the spine. What's the color of the spine?
What would your family color be?
Teal.
Teal? This teal book, this important book, you can tell now sitting on the floor in front of you.
I didn't pull down all of these books, but the teal one did catch my eye. I was trying to pull it, then I tripped over a book. I'm very sorry. Gabriel was the one who pulled down all the books. I wasn't meaning to harm anything or anyone. I'm sorry.
Make me a presence roll.
What? That's double 8s. What?
You got a critical success?
Yes.
Perfect. Aldric, the rest of his body comes around the corner as he steps up to you.
That's gotta be so horrifying, just seeing a giant pop his head around the corner.
He reaches his hand down for you to grab to try to help you back up.
Take his hand and grab the teal book, I guess?
You take his hand, and your hand seems so small in his hand as you grab onto it, and he lifts you up without any effort whatsoever. He picks up the book and looks at it and looks at the other books on the shelf, realizing that one other book is missing. He looks down at you and he says,
Why is this book important to you?
This book has my family crest on it. I haven't seen it in a very long time, but seeing it on this side of the island is surprising. There hardly anything on my side of the island with it. Seeing one thing on a book of all things is so profound. It's strange.
He looks at the book and says,
You've seen this book before.
The symbol, at least. The book I was forbidden to touch on my side of the island. It was so beat up and old that I just wasn't allowed and never got a chance to look through it.
Aldric thinks on this for a moment. He turns to go back towards the space with the map, but before he does, he gathers up the rest of the books so they're on the floor.
I was gonna offer to help.
And spryly organizes them back onto the bookshelf. And then he turns and walks back into the room with the map.
I guess I follow him out.
Okay, you follow him out, and you can see Haun dutifully looking at this parchment with the puzzle on it. You can see Shivani trying on different clothes over by the trunk with all of the disguises in it. You don't see Sable anywhere, but you do see Gabriel over by the map, the book still in his hand as he's looking up at the bottom corner of the map on the wall.
I walk over to the side of the room where Gabriel is and say, so what do you think about that lie?
He looks over at you, and you can see that he is on the verge of tears.
Oh no!
He looks back up at the map, and where he's looking on the map, you see a compass, this reference to direction on this giant map on the mural of the wall. This compass has 12 points. At the base of each 12 point, you can see something that you didn't notice before. You see symbols on each one of these compass points around this compass. And you look and you see not only the symbol from your family crest as one of the 12 points on this compass, but you also see the symbol of the book that Gabriel grabbed and brought into the room.
Han, do you know what your family crest is? Stop looking at the map.
He's not looking at the map, he's looking at the puzzle.
Or the puzzle. Stop looking at the puzzle.
Han, do you hear Maven try to get your attention? Or are you engrossed in this puzzle and aren't paying attention?
2 daggers, and one's right side up, and the other is like...
Oh, that'd be cool.
The question remains, do you hear Maven trying to get your attention, or are you still paying attention to the puzzle? You hear her? Okay, what do you want to do?
Alright, fine, I go over. I come follow her.
I lead him to the area of the books where I found my family crest and Gabriel found his family crest's book or whatever.
Okay. You lead Han down this aisle of these bookshelves and you take him to the books. And Han looks at the 10 remaining books, and from it he pulls what color book? What is the color of your family?
Black.
You can see this dark book, much darker than any of the others, and he sees his family crest on the outside of this book.
I was wondering about mine and Gabriel's. Then there must be one for Shivani too. Are you gonna grab your book?
Yes.
I call out for Shivani.
Shivani comes around the corner and looks at you.
Would you happen to recognize any of these crests?
Shivani walks over and she looks at the books on the shelf in front of you, examining their spines, looking at the crests on each one of these books. She looks back at you and shakes her head.
What? Then never mind. Let's go back.
Yes.
I guess we all walk back into the main room.
Okay.
Can I look through my book?
Make a knowledge roll.
Yay, I have a +2. 19 with fear.
What did you get?
Critical success.
Maybe.
Is that 2 for 2?
I think that's 2 for 2.
Good heavens. Okay.
I've only gotten 2 in like the entire campaign so far.
Maven, you look through this book and you can see that a lot of it seems to be genealogy, a record of a line of people and their descendants and their children. And you flip through it to see events you've never heard of, whether it be the birth of someone or a historical event that happens.
Did I see my name on the genealogy list?
No, you don't see your name on that
Parents,
list.
Do I see like great-grandparents, or is it further than that? It is probably a lot further than that.
You don't recognize any of the names, but you can tell that there was purpose in keeping these records and why they were what they were. Since you got a critical success, I want to ask you, what are some of the things that you find when opening up this book and looking inside?
I don't find my name.
Does Haun know his parents' names or his parents?
It's a good question. Does Haun know his parents?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That would probably explain why he's a higher class in the thieving society.
Tell me,
He's not
what's
an
something
orphan.
that you discover when you open this book?
The breaking.
You look through this book and you can see, much like Maven, a line of genealogy. You look through these and you can tell that many of them seem to be descendants of one person. Children of children of children going back to a singular figure. And as you flip through this book, you get towards the end and you read little snippets about things, about events that are happening that have to do with magic, that have to do
How
with
many years ago did the breaking
creatures.
happen?
1,000 years?
We don't know. As you are flipping towards the back of this book, you read snippets of stories around things that are happening around the island. You can see talk of magic and something about spells, but also things happening on the island to do with creatures that you've never heard of. There is a word that you've only heard in passing, but one that you recognize, that of dragons. But as you continue to flip the pages, trying to find out more information, you realize that not at the end of the book, but near the end of the book, the entries just stop.
Can I hold the pages with blank stuff towards the light?
Yeah, you can hold them towards the light.
Does it do anything?
You open this book and you take a page and you hold it up towards the light as if you're trying to see something maybe hidden in the pages. As you're looking up, trying to look through this page to see if there's anything on this page, a shadow all of a sudden comes over the back of the page and you drop the page to see Aldric's face looking at you inquisitively, wondering what you're doing.
Did you find something?
Aldric, so this seems to end without any other context towards the ends of the page, towards the end of the book.
Yes. As far as we can gather from what we know of the history of the island, something happened on the island around the dragons that were here, that used to be here.
How long ago?
We don't know. The records aren't complete enough to know when the breaking happened, but it seems that all of these...
And he points down at your book and the book in Maven's hand and the book in Gabriel's hand.
were written in a time before the breaking, right up to the moments of the breaking.
Could I go to the very last entry?
Yeah. You open to the last written entry in the book. You skim over it real quick to read about something going on in the island. A new mysterious figure having appeared on the island asking questions about dragons. And that's all it says.
What does the last entry in Maven's book say?
You look at the last entry in Maven's book and you don't quite understand what the wording is referring to. But it definitely seems to be ingredients or directions on how to do something.
Huh. Do I recognize any of the other family crests on the map?
Make a knowledge roll.
Okay.
You need to beat a 15.
It's a 15 with hope. Ha ha!
15 with hope. Are you looking at the compass, or are you going back to look at the books on the bookshelf?
Well, the compass has all the symbols as the books on the bookshelf. So I'm just looking at the compass.
You look up at the compass and you look at all of these symbols. You recognize yours. You can see Haun's. You can see Gabriel's. You look at the other symbols, seeing if there's anything else that you recognize. And there's one that you do think you recognize.
What does it look like?
One that you know that you've seen before, though in this moment, you can't quite pinpoint where it was that you've seen it before. You see this symbol that is a feather. At its tip, you can see what looks like an ink drop coming out the bottom and landing in ripples of a pool. Below that ripple that's coming off the drop from this feather, from this quill, you can see what looks like a shield, and inside the shield, a V.
I turn to Aldric and ask, what family crests are these all from?
He looks up at the compass and down at the books, and he says,
These are the symbols of the founders, the originators of our society long ago, who started the work to build what we know as Ithrodel, more specifically what we know as Salmara.
We have genealogy from the builders of Salmara, and that knowledge was just forgotten?
Not completely forgotten. Much of it is here,
and he points at the books around him.
although it is not complete. As much as we've been able to save, as much as we have tried to find, there have been hindrances. There are some on this island, whether it be on your side of the island or our side of the island, who are trying to destroy remnants of the past in order to control the future. So though much of this,
again, he motions to all the books around him,
have been collected, much of it is only from our side of the island. There is so much more information that we do not know, that we need to understand everything that happened, but that could only be found on your side of the island.
What hindrances are you talking about?
Those who seek to destroy the past.
I look at Gabriel. I think his father was one of those.
I just had a brain idea.
You had a big brain idea? What's your big brain
You know
idea?
those pages that we gathered that were Kiara's?
I wrote down what the front cover of Kiara's book
What did
looked
it
like
look
before
like?
Captain Garn tore it to
What
pieces.
did it look like?
It was a flag, a diamond, and a circle.
See, now, do we spot anything that looks like a flag, a diamond, and a circle for the crests?
you look through your notes that you meticulously keep of all of the things that you see and all the things that you've learned. Though in the moment you didn't quite see a clear view of the cover of Kiara's book, you look up at this compass on the wall and you can see the symbol that matches what was on the front of Kiara's book in the courtyard on the other side of the island.
He tore that. Okay, Captain Garn is evil. I point to the symbol that matches the one on the front of Kiara's book. What family house was that from?
That is the family of Valamus.
Kiara, our mentor, she had the book with that crest on the front, but we saw it become destroyed right before we crossed the bridge. Was that also part of the history?
I do not know what Kiara kept in her book. All I know is that whatever it was that Kiara and Sable were concocting in their communications with each other was important enough to want to keep safe.
I pull out the pages I grabbed from Kiara's
Me too.
book in my bag and hand it to him and say, we were only able to save so much, but this is what we were able to grab.
You hand it to him?
Yeah, I hand it to him.
He grabs these pages and he looks at them and he looks through them and he looks down at you and smiles.
You would make a great member of the Opus sect.
Han, do you hand over the papers
Yes.
too? Okay.
You hand the papers to him and he nods to you in the same and says the same thing to you as he said to Maven. He collects them and you can see him turn around and take all of these pages over to a workstation and start working on them. Han, You turn around and you can see that Sable is back in the room. She's over looking at this manuscript of the puzzle, twisting it around as she looks at it, twisting her head as she follows the letters and the order of it.
Could I say I'm having the same problem too?
She looks at you and she says,
You haven't solved it yet.
No.
No.
she smiles and she says,
Everything on this island that matters begins at the center, and it works its way out.
I'm confuzzled. This is breaking my brain.
Say the maiden name at her well.
Say the maiden name at her well.
You say this out loud as you read the letters of this puzzle in order, and Sable smiles and says,
Good. You solved it. Wonderful.
What is it?
Something that was left over from the time before the breaking that was important.
What is the well?
The Maiden's Well is part of the old district, a unique part of our city. We can take you to it, although we've never known what the Maiden's name is.
After Sable says this, you can see Aldric turn around and come back over. He's taken all of these separate pages that the both of you had salvaged from the torn book and has done a simple binding to keep them all together, and he hands them back to you.
When can we be able to go to the Maiden's Well?
Aldric hears this and he looks over at Sable and he says,
Did they solve it?
She smiles and nods.
The pages.
I use speed reader on the pages.
Fantastic. Make me a roll. You have to beat a 15.
I'm sorry, what's 12 plus 9 plus 2?
What's 12 plus
21,
9?
23.
21 plus 2 is 23.
23, fear.
Utilizing your expertise in the written word, you take this bound book that Aldric just gave you, and you start looking through it for any reference to a maiden or a well. In the middle of the book, you find the entry that you're looking for. It's snippets. It seems to be incomplete because whatever the page was before it is not there, but you can see reference to a maiden, and you can see very clearly a name, Aldenmira.
It says Aldenmira?
The moment that you say that, there is a sudden sound that sounds like a spark. You look around not knowing where this sound is coming from, and then you see down in the notes, you see the name Aldenmira all of a sudden starts to glow, a faint glow that grows brighter as these golden flickers around the edges of the text start to highlight.
She drops the book halfway through.
You drop the book, and because you roll with fear, the pages all of a sudden burst into flames. It's heating up in here. What's going to happen next? Well, you're going to have to tune in next time to find out. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Fumblelore is me, Donovan, as the GM, Evelyn is Maven, and Ethan is Haun. If you like what it is that we do here, please share with your friends or anybody that you think might enjoy this cinematic, family-friendly podcast that we got going on. If you really like what it is that we do and you want to help support the show and get a behind-the-scenes peek at things that we're developing for this world here in Ithrodel, name some PCs, or even be part of the boon and bane system of things that will either help or hinder our characters along their way, you can find out more information at fumblelore.com. We're so excited every week to put these episodes together. They're so much fun, and we hope you have enjoyed listening to them. If you did, be sure to come back next week for some more Fumblelore. Your experience would be very well utilized in this moment.
Use it. He means use it.
Okay, I use...
Speed reading?
Yeah,
On what?
speed reader.
You use speed reading on what?
I'm sorry. On the puzzle? Do I use it on the puzzle?
No.
The pages.
The pages. I use speed reader on the pages.
Fantastic.